Florida boards of medicine confirm ban on gender-affirming care for trans youth. Puberty blockers and hormone replacement therapy will be banned for minors under rules adopted Friday by the Florida Boards of Medicine and Osteopathic Medicine, and an exemption for research and clinical trials was eliminated at the request of the DeSantis administration. The decision came after one member of the public, after another, testified at the packed meeting of the Osteopathic Medicine Board and the Florida Board of Medicine that gender-affirming care had been magical and like opening a prison door for them or for their children. Others said treatment had stopped them from fighting with themselves and contemplating suicide. I'm a teenager. Without getting this medicine at this crucial age, I would have been waiting for my life to start, said LJ Valenzuela, a trans man at high school. You, as doctors, are supposed to do no harm, parent Judy Schmidt told the boards made up of primarily doctors. If you make this blanket rule, you're doing harm. Schmidt, whose transgender son was 6 when he told her he was a boy, expressed concerns that the child will have been transitioning socially for 4 to 5 years before he reaches puberty and won't be able to get the gender-affirming care he needs. One commenter took their time speaking in front of the board to demonstrate the sacred weekly ritual, quote unquote, of his testosterone shot, stating that the medication has saved his life. He chose to show this instead of pleading with board members further, saying, I know you don't care. I see you sneering at us when we come here to talk to you. After he got done with doing his shot there in front of everybody, he got a pretty big ovation, some of the people there in the audience standing to clap. The Florida Board of Medicine and Florida Board of Osteopathic Medicine approved the rules last fall, which prohibited gender-affirming surgery and puberty-blocking hormones for minors, but there were procedural steps that needed to be completed before the rules were finalized. So essentially this hearing was, this comment period was just a formality. And the passage of this, or the banning of the gender-affirming care, was a foregone conclusion. The one saving grace being here that minors receiving puberty blockers prior to the rules taking effect can continue to take them. We've seen this in a couple small areas, and those are always some nice exemptions to an otherwise horrific bill. During the November meeting, when they had done it before, the Osteopathic Medicine Board had made the exemption for clinical research trials that examined the long-term impacts of treatments, which of course would have been very beneficial to all of us on both sides of the debate to have more information about the long-term effects, and thus those exemptions for conducting those studies would have been extremely helpful. But again, the DeSantis administration wrote to them and asked that they remove that exemption, and the board quickly buckled.